Hi everyone and welcome back to the rooftop. It is the final days of the Fallas in Valencia. It's like a little bit a carnival. It's a big fiesta for 2 weeks, days and nights. So you might hear some explosions and see fireworks around me. Don't worry, it's normal. It's the Fallas, it's Valencia. And in today's tutorial, we're gonna do some pendulum works. Here we go. Pendulums are very common and very useful to transition in between two tricks, make a pose, to switch from a rolling away, pendulum rolling towards. It's very useful, it's very fun, and there are many ways to do pendulums, and today, in this video, we're going to see various pendulums, different ways to play with pendulums. Here we go. The first pendulum we're going to see, it's not really a pendulum in terms that it doesn't go back and forth. It goes just one way, and it is this one. It's, for me, a very graphic way with a big physical intention given to the audience or whoever is looking at you spinning to switch from a rolling away, classic chi-roll, to a reversed chi-roll rolling towards me. And it is very simple. It is just giving an intention. And it goes like this. With exaggeration. You know. Remove this end. And just, it is exactly the same than doing this. It is exactly the same. But instead, I am personally finding interesting to go with the move, to offer an intention, a physical move, an expression. And it goes like this. Tell me what you think. I like it. I really like to... Okay. That was the first one. The second one is more an exercise to master your pendulum one hand. One hand means this. The first thing to be aware of is that my dragon staff, your dragon staff, is rolling. So when I'm gonna do pendulums, I will only have this surface to play with. So basically from my wrist line to the point of my fingers. So when my dragon will roll away from me, I will use from my wrist line to the point of my fingers. And when it is rolling towards me, I want to land my dragon the point of my fingers and roll until my wrist line. So the first exercise would be rolling away, starting from my wrist line to the point of my fingers before it reaches the point of my fingers, triggering the pendulum, landing on the point of my fingers, and before the dragon staff is reaching my wrist line, I'm going to trigger another pendulum, and wrist line, point of the fingers, pendulum, point of the fingers, wrist line. And I'm keeping that in mind when I'm doing a pendulum. I don't throw it and say, okay, it's going to land in the middle of my hand. I would like, if it is going to be rolling away, I want to land on my wrist line to have a maximum length. And when I'm triggering another pendulum, and I know that my dragon staff gonna roll towards me, I want to land on as close as possible to the point of my fingers. So the second exercise, pendulum exercise, will be rolling away, toward, away, toward, away, toward, away, toward. Notice that I'm using my legs a lot. I don't pump only with my arm. I pump a lot with my legs, which allows me nearly to keep my hand at the same level regarding my body. If I'm not using my legs, locking my knees, I will do this. If I'm using my legs, I will do this. So my hand is staying at my plexus level. It's more comfortable. Just a detail, but just keep that in mind. The third exercise will be consisting in focusing on keeping contact with the dragon staff during the pendulum. For the two previous exercises, we have been kind of launching the dragon staff. No contact, no contact, contact, no contact, contact. Here, I would like to keep my dragon staff in contact. It will be consisting in a wrist move, and it will go rolling away, rolling towards, and when I'm going to trigger this one, my hand will go around my pole. Ooh, that was a good one. You can guide this way to understand the move, to understand the mechanic, because normal speed, it is fast. It goes fast, and if your brain doesn't know what to tell to your wrist, it's going to be tricky. Hold your dragon, guide it, wrist line, and we go rolling away. When I reach nearly the point of my fingers, I am triggering, I'm staying in contact. Point of my fingers are still in contact. And now it's rolling towards me. Nearly at my wrist line, I am triggering, and here my wrist will go around. This is the key move. Learn this one. I'm still in contact with my dragon staff with this point. This one. It's a little bit bumpy here. This one. And I want to turn like this. I'm over, I'm under. I'm over, I'm under. Point toward wrists. And repeat. Let's see what it gives without guiding, but in slow motion. And during this exercise, you will feel that is a very important parameter, which is the distance between your point of contact and the center. I've already spoken about this parameter that I call authority, having authority on your dragon. It works in physics, in electricity, in hydraulics. Having authority here means that you can expect a strong and a fast reaction from your action. The further you are from the center, the more authority you get. If you're close to the center, you can move very fast, but the dragon will not spin very quickly. Here, big authority. Here, less. And as always, it is finding the middle way. My good point is around here. I'm feeling comfortable here. Find your marks, try different things. But I think it's very important to be aware of this authority concept. And if it doesn't go the way you wish, try to move the point of contact that you're using during your pendulum. This is very good exercise. And I'm turning around. Ooh. Always in contact. Sha. Wow, that was a good one. The following exercise is designed to be a challenge for the brain, and it goes like this. You will tell me there is nothing difficult, it's just, okay, I'm going here. Yes, but The purpose here is to integrate the fact that each time, if it is rolling away, I want my dragon staff landing close to my wrist and go towards my finger. The first exercise, this one, okay, I know that every time I am on my right, this side, it's rolling away. And here, it's always rolling towards me. But this time, it's going to be different because it's away, toward, away, 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 toward, away. And in terms of position, it means wrist, finger, finger, wrist, finger, wrist, wrist, finger, finger, again, wrist, finger, finger, wrist, finger, wrist, wrist, finger, wrist, finger, finger, wrist, finger, wrist, wrist, finger, wrist, finger. Try. It is quite challenging. For all the previous exercise I showed you, I was using only one end. Of course, practice both sides. It's good to be symmetrical and it brings freedom. From the beginning, for whatever trick you are learning with the dragon staff, I strongly advise to force yourself to work both sides. It will give you freedom. Advice. And for the last, but not least, exercise, we're gonna use two hands. And the exercise will go like this. What is happening here, if I decompose, is that without rolling, I do a pendulum, right hand, landing on my right hand. I will introduce my left one and go with my right again here. Without rolling, it goes like this. And we will just introduce the wrist point of the fingers, rolling, landing concept in all the moves we're going to do here. Which means I will start rolling away and I will start wrist, finger, pendulum, landing, same end, finger, wrist. During the same time, my left hand will go, and as it's rolling towards me, I will go finger, wrist. And before the dragon staff is falling down, I will introduce again my right hand, and because it is rolling towards me, finger, wrist, pendulum. It's rolling away. So I will land right hand, wrist, finger, left hand, wrist, finger, right hand, wrist, finger. It's a little bit complex, but a slow motion will help. And that's it for our pendulum exercises. I strongly advise you to work these little things. Yeah, fiesta. Because at first it's gonna be very demanding for the brain, because you will have to think, okay, finger, finger, wrist, wrist. But the more you will practice, the more it will get instinctive. And this is where the flow is, where we don't have to think anymore. And your eyes will be seeing that, okay, it's rolling away, so instinctively I'll go for the wrist. And not only in the middle by default. The second thing I would like to strongly advise you is to take care when you practice this with the landing. It can hurt the back of the hands. We don't have muscles here. It is fragile. We have bones, we have tendons. Landing a 1 kilogram, because it's a light Flowbonacci. With a fire one, I don't even want to think about it. But landing 1 kilogram or more dragon staff, bang, like this on the back of your hand will be painful. So there are two ways to smooth this landing down, is using the legs to make a soft landing. And the second is to try to anticipate with your hand when it's gonna land. What I mean is that if I am waiting my dragon to land, it's or I can search it before it lands, like this. When my dragon staff is flipping, I'm not waiting here. I will get in touch as soon as possible, and then my hand will go with my dragon in contact. So I will avoid the shocks. Now the dogs are not happy because of the fireworks. It's all right. First, move your body, move your legs, fold your knees. It's good for your body. It's good for us. And second, anticipate. Don't wait. No. This is hurting. This is smooth. And that was my last advice for this tutorial exercise on pendulums. I hope you like it. Keep spinning, folks. Thanks for your support. Let me know if you like this kind of exercises, tutorials. I personally find them really helpful. And catch you later. Have fun, folks. Ciao.